Hey y'all, and I am back with another video. A little snack break there. So thanks for coming back. I did this video and I completely forgot to do an intro to it. I hope you like it, even still. As you can see here, I'm going through my process of putting some brows back on my face. I used to have the prettiest eyebrows, and as time has gone on, my brows have faded out. So now I have to add to them. I have been dealing with remnants of some crud, so that's partly why I'm doing this voiceover. I had this ongoing cough and this raspiness in my voice, and I don't know why I thought that doing it this way was going to be better, because I'm still raspy and I still might cough. But anyway, this process here is I am cleaning up my brows, and this is one of my favorite parts of doing my makeup, because it's what allows me to have that look of my brows being freshly threaded. I actually haven't gone and had my eyebrows threaded in a while, just from being busy with work and trying to help raise my two little nieces that are 10 and 8 years old. And so I've been at home just kind of razoring them myself. But I love adding this touch to my eyebrows. I like them to be a little more structured than maybe most people. So you put a lighter color underneath the brow, and then like your foundation shade above the brow, so that you won't have that crazy halo look. And here I'm just kind of doing the finishing touches. Now I am, and pardon me, I am sounding rather nasal and congested. It's the wee hours of the morning that I'm doing this voiceover, and for some reason my allergies are really acting up at this moment. So you always have to, with this concealer, blend this into the skin, and powders will be coming soon. I am adding a primer spray by Too Faced Cosmetics, and now I'm just letting that set and letting it dry. So here is another primer. So I'm double priming, and that's the one by e.l.f. that behaves a lot like the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. The e.l.f. dupe is amazing. I went and shopped for makeup just a couple of days ago, and I just re-upped on that e.l.f. primer, so I love that. I'm adding concealer now to my lids. I'm going to blend that in, because it's going to make my lids one uniform color and blend away any hyperpigmentation that I have on my eyelids. And this is basically preparation for the eyeshadow look I'm going to do. So I have this patter brush from, I don't want to get the name. Beauty Cosmetics is Beautee. And I love this pattern brush. What I'm doing here is evening out the concealer that I placed on my lids. Now I'm going through with a Real Techniques brush that I have some translucent powder on. And so I'm setting this concealer on my lids and underneath my brows, even bringing it through the eyebrow to set all that area to remove that shininess in the eyebrows. This is the eyeshadow palette that I'm using today. Basically using that brown color. So I'm just patting that all over the lid and using that brush to diffuse it. Okay. Yeah, things get crazy with the eyeshadow smoke sometimes. So I'm basically diffusing this color, which is one of the lighter browns in that palette. And now in the outer V, this outer corner, I'm using a deeper brown from that palette. I'm sorry, I don't know the names right off the top of my head. I'll have to add that into the description box. But I am just deepening the outer corner of the eye, giving the eye some depth by adding in that brown color there. So you'll see me as I go back and forth, blending this in and softening the sharper edges. And so I'm looking to make sure I have symmetry, that things are looking the same on both sides. And the bun is bunning today. They call this an ice cream bun. And it's my attempt of doing what's called an ice cream bun. Anyway, so I took another brush that had nothing on it, and without adding any more color, I'm just basically continuing the blend process and smoothing that deeper color a little more towards the nose. And just, as I said, giving kind of a deepening, a more three-dimensional look to the eyeshadow is what I'm doing here. And see how it blended away all those sharp edges. This is an eyeliner by Olivia. I really love this. I ran out of the one that I usually use, but I love the handle and the control with this eyeliner, this gel liner. On my right eye, which is what I'm doing here, my wings always go so much better. When I get over to the left eye, something weird happens. And I'm not sure. I think I made the line thicker right here. I mean, it's just going really perfectly right here. So I'm just adding that wing liner that I always like to do. And this is all done before I put on my false lashes. So I'm just fine-tuning, and I'm doing it in small stages first. So here we go. And I notice over time how things change. I'm trying to figure out how I went wrong on this lid. It turned out, the makeup look turned out really pretty, but there are certain angles that I had to shy away from so it wouldn't be so evident. Yeah, I think the line was just thicker on this eye. Yeah, I made the line thicker on this eye, and part of the problem, I'm noticing a change in the the way my eyelid is, and I'm going to have to go see my eye doctor about it. So anyway, it'll become more evident to you as you look at me maybe here. My left upper lid is a little bit droopier than my right. I hate that. So again, like I said, I'm going to have to go see my eye doctor regarding it, because I might eventually have to get blepharoplasty or something. I have hooded lids already, and so that's just probably another step in the process. Anyway, I am adding on a paint pot here into my smile lines. As I've gotten older, I unfortunately have developed these marionette type lines. I like to call them smile lines. It sounds not as bad. So putting that paint pot there will help diminish the appearance. I let it dry down before adding my foundation here. So this foundation is Il Makiage, and I actually love the foundation, but I've been trying to finish it off because I've had it for a little while, and it gives really nice coverage, a nice skin-like coverage, and more so medium to full coverage, I believe, because it does a really good job of covering up the moles on my face without me having to add more layers of it. At this point in time, I don't want to put too many layers of makeup on because, you don't want to get to that point where you're dealing with all that creasing. So I noticed there was not enough blending above my eyebrows, so I'm taking my foundation brush and just kind of helping with that process. I don't know what I was watching on my iPad, but it was quite interesting because I kept looking at the screen. So I am just going through all the finishing touches. I'm making sure that paint pot cream is all covered and making sure to smooth things out around the corners of my mouth. So you're constantly checking multiple mirrors just to make sure everything is blended properly. And sometimes you have to go back in and touch up again. So that's what I'm doing here on the brows. Adding some finishing touches, checking for symmetry, and then I'm looking at myself going, why am I picking up that brush again? Okay, so what I'm doing is, I think I noticed that it was still looking, maybe the concealer was not smoothed out properly. I'm going in with another brush and adding in some translucent powder. I had forgotten that step. That's what it was. And so I need that translucent powder under the brow to help with blending and to decrease shine and that kind of thing. So this is all just touch-up efforts on my part. There's something I'm not liking there, and so yeah, that's me reacting to whatever I was watching. Okay, so now I'm coming in with my Duo eyelash glue, which you can pick up almost anywhere. I'm now placing my lashes. And so so here I am again noticing, I'm like, okay, something is wonky over here. And I see myself trying to lift up, and it's not working, which is why I made that face. And I'm so aggravated because I had half a mind of redoing that whole eye. But I'm like, man, let me push forward because I cannot. So I'm adding in a concealer. I'm careful not to put much foundation under my eyes because I know that I'm going to do a highlighting concealer. I ran out of my Born This Way Too Faced concealer in chestnut. So I usually use that first, and then I'll come back with this brighter color, which is Deep Sand by Tarte Cosmetics. Yeah, it's the Shape Tape. I like that concealer because it's a thick, full coverage one, just like the Too Faced Born This Way. So those are a couple of my favorites. You definitely don't have to go this thick if you don't want to. I decided to blend first with a brush here to kind of spread the product under my eye. And I didn't need to use quite as much as I ended up using, which is why once I grab the sponge, I'm going to be doing a lot of blending because that sponge is going to kind of help to remove the excess. So I'm just going in and really smoothing out the appearance. I'm wanting to decrease any creasing that might occur. Here I am going in with that sponge, as I was telling you. And I like to come behind the brush with the sponge this way because it will remove any excess product. And it just helps continue that blending process, which makes everything look a lot smoother. So I'm just ongoing with that process. And the next step here is my foundation brush. So those harsh lines have to be blended out. So the edges mainly of that concealer, once you have blended your concealer, you have to blend the outer edges so that everything looks seamless and it looks more like lighting on your face that's giving your face depth rather than just all these different colors stacked up on your face. We want to look as natural as possible. So sometimes it requires going back and forth with brushes and sponges. So now I think, I'm going to start adding translucent powder. This is Laura Mercier. And I'm starting off by basically, okay, see that right there? That was it. My left upper lid. That's really bothering me. Yeah, I need to go see my eye doctor because I got to get that fixed. So this is my MAC Skin Finish powder. So I'm adding some of that on top. And that just helps kind of balance some of the yellow of that Laura Mercier powder. All this is to set that concealer under my eye so that there's not any creasing. So that's the whole purpose of that. And now I have my Black Opal. It's a foundation stick that I use to contour. So I'm just going to work here on contouring the nose. I grabbed that same powder brush from earlier and I'm just blending in this contour. Because I want it to look really natural and not look like a landing strip on my nose. So just adding a little more shape. Now I'm going down the center with an edge of this brush that still has a little concealer on it. And I'm just making sure that everything is blended so that it looks natural. And now I'm coming in with more powder to set this area. And I'm setting all the areas where I've highlighted. So under the eye, down the nose bridge, right there on the forehead, and here on the chin. And that's all to set that highlighting concealer. Now I'm going in again with my MAC Skin Finish. And I use this on the perimeter of my face. And this is bringing back the warmth and the color to my skin. And so eventually I take the brush right here. And I go over those areas where I've used highlighting powder just to remove the excess. So I want everything to look seamless, and this is how you achieve that. Now I'm going on to the next step. This is a lip pencil by Juvia's Place. I forget what color this is right now, but I'll come back in and add that later. This is a gold lip cream by Bite Cosmetics, and unfortunately, I don't think they even have it available anymore, which is horrible because this is the only one I have. And yep, there's a picture of it right there. The only way you can maybe get it is on eBay or something like that. And you're going to pay a lot more for it. So if you can find a similar gold lippy that's somewhat sheer, I would go with that instead. Now I'm kind of blowing out my bottom lash line here by adding some bronze color. I think the other issue here too is the lash on that left side needs to be curled. So you'll probably see me doing that later if I didn't edit it out. This is a gold pencil by NYX Cosmetics. And then this is Milani's highlighter powder. I want to say the color is called Strobe Light. So I'm just hitting my inner corners, tip of my nose, my Cupid's bow. And it's just all so pretty and golden and glowy. So then I just kind of rub my finger across to tone down some of the shine. And here I come with my bronzer. So I'm just adding even more color and depth back to the skin by using this powder. And it gives you this sun-kissed look that everyone loves. So let's see. Now, bronzer again. So I'm kind of going over the area where I contoured because it got kind of lost in the process. I wanted to bring a little back. Here I'm adding a little bit of blush to the cheeks, more bronzer under the jawline. And then I'm going to grab my powder and kind of chisel out an area underneath the cheeks. And this will just kind of lighten up that area, which will give the appearance of a little more structure. So I'm blending that in because I don't want that harsh line to be evident. So I'm just pouncing that sponge. Getting better. Okay, so here I'm back. Child trying to save this left eye. So I'm trying to curl this lash. Thinking that, okay, maybe this will help the process. And I don't know that it did much. But anyway, I tried. Touching up with blush again. Went with something a little deeper in color. Okay, so I'm now adding mascara to my bottom lash line. And of course, you have to be careful with this process because you don't want to touch the skin. Now, I'm coming back in with my powder brush just to blend. And again, there we are. This is the finished look. If you like the way this makeup look turned out, please do hit that like button down below. I am loving that lippy. That lip combo is hitting. I'm going to do that one again sometime. As I said, thanks so much for joining. Please like, comment, share this with your makeup besties. And please take the time to join the family by hitting your subscribe button. If you want to get notifications for all my videos, please also be sure to click that bell under all and join the fam here at Life with DeMaria Beauty. We are going to be having some fun over here.